I met Jerry and Sean Vogel a few years ago. They're just a class act, and they got some great lodging, some unbelievable hunting, and it's a great way for us to kick off our season each year in late August. Jerry and Sean have access to thousands of acres of private land loaded with farm fields and agricultural ground, but they also have access to some really tough, rugged mountain country that hold a lot of great big muley bucks.
Limb Savers Hardcore Pursuit is powered by Hardy's Custom Game Calls, Ameristep Quality Hunting, and Oak Sturdy Hunting Products Solving Problems.
It's a beautiful morning. It's great to be out on the first hunt of the year. We're here in Monticello, Utah with Spring Creek Muley Outfitters. This is a fantastic spot here. We're on 4,000 or 5,000 private acres, and it is loaded with mule deer. But what we got here is we've got this cut wheat field out in front of us, and it's huge. And probably 2 miles away, there's a valley, and it's irrigated, lush, green alfalfa. And what we are gonna have is the deer coming to bed down behind us in the foothills of the mountains. Anyway, we're gonna get quiet because the deer are gonna start coming. I'm already starting to see some movement. You're watching Hardcore Pursuit.
The first morning we had a lot of action. A lot of deer came across the field. Quite a few of them came in range. We just didn't have that shooter buck come through, but we did see a couple of nice ones cut the corner over on the other side. We were lucky enough to get a landowner doe tag, so after our first morning hunt, we were all excited. We decided to go in and try to get a doe and put some meat in the freezer.
Big mule deer doe down, baby. Now we're gonna go hunt for big bucks. That thing came right out at us here. We're just doing a little stalking through this thick stuff here. There's tons of trails. It's midday, so we didn't even spook any of the big bucks. This is awesome. Hey, Jerry, we're just coming up this road, and we got a great big mature doe coming down, and I just put an arrow through her somewhere over here. She ran through there, and we heard her crash by the guys, but I'm not really sure, but I just want to see where the arrow is. Can't be too far.
Yeah, she came across the road.
Right across the road. Hey, what's that? Yeah, right. Big doe down. Nice mature doe, no fawns. She came out. We saw her in the road. And here she is. Beautiful mule deer doe.
Good job.
She'll be good in the freezer. She's kind of old. She's got nicks on her ears. What's that from? You see a lot of bucks with tore ears from fighting.
From either running through the
Fences.
and or else sometimes they fight and they get kicked.
Okay.
And
Good
they chew
deal.
on each other.
Well, I'll get my tag out and we'll get going on this thing.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling us where to walk through. Appreciate
Good
it.
job.
Limb Savers Hardcore Pursuit is powered by True Fire, products more archers trust, Northern Michigan Land Brokers, and the Heater Bodysuit. Stay warm or your money back.
Let's go get some muleys. It's a good day. The wind's a little bit bad. To be honest with you, we got some dead downwind. We're just gonna climb up in the tree. We're gonna just cover ourselves about every hour. The deer are gonna be coming out from under us into the field.
When we climbed into the stand this afternoon, it looked like it was going to be a really good night, and we weren't in there more than 2 or 3 minutes, and we had a nice group of does come right under us. This buck steps out and he's only got one side. You can see that he's a mature deer. He's got great big mass. I mean, he had the big old belly, the swayed back. We were sitting there talking a little bit. He was out of range, but Ryan was asking me, is that a shooter to you? And I didn't even think about it. I said, heck yeah, that is a great big mature deer. Everyone knows about him, and I'll bet you he weighs at least 200 pounds.
Here we go, it's day 2, and we've got 20 muleys heading right at us.
We saw probably 20 does or so come through right after daybreak. A little while later, there's another group heading towards us, and it is loaded with bucks. As always in the morning, these bucks are heading back in the hills behind us to bed down. We got a couple real nice ones heading right towards us. These 2 bucks are definitely shooters. They're both big deer. They get out into the middle of the field and they just kind of hang there. This little fawn comes up and is kind of trying to hang by them. Doesn't take them real long, and they decide to get off the field, so they head over to the opposite corner, leaving us with no shot.
That was a bunch of really nice shooter bucks. You know, we would have went after them, kind of looped around here, but there was just too many does in front of them, so. Big bucks, a lot of bucks here. Wow, that's about 30 different bucks we've seen so far here.
This segment of Limb Saver's Hardcore Pursuit was brought to you by Sport Chief, the True North Experience.
All right, one of the Texas boys put an arrow into a beauty, and which stand was this? Stand you guys put up?
Yeah,
water hole.
Water hole.
Okay, we're gonna come do the retrieval, so we're gonna go find him. His name is Garrett, and he's from Texas, and he's pretty wound up. But let's put a nice deer down, and we're gonna go help him get it out.
That's a lot of blood, little buddy. That's a good.
I know, that's
Let's
awesome.
hear what happened.
He went crashing straight through there,
Right here,
through those pine trees over there, and then I watched him run through that clearing, and then when he got to the edge of the pine trees, I couldn't see him anymore.
You know where you last seen him?
It's not easy tracking in this dry country, though.
No,
is it, Sean?
no.
Hey, Garrett.
There he is, boys. Awesome.
Good job, buddy. Come on.
Dude. Wow. Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, awesome job.
Man, this is unreal.
Give you a shake on that one, man. Nice shot. That
Thank
thing
you,
didn't
I
go
appreciate
far.
it. This,
Look at the size of that
geez,
thing.
this is awesome.
That's a
By
great
far
buck.
my biggest bow kill.
Oh, you smoked him
That's the way
too,
to
man.
do it.
This is awesome.
150 yards, maybe.
Yeah, he ran pretty good ways, but
That's the exit side, I think.
Yeah.
last day, 20 minutes before dark. It's crazy.
That is a beauty.
Good job, man. Here, I gotta
I'm
give
glad
you
we could be
That's
in on
awesome,
this
man.
Awesome.
recovery.
I love
That's
it.
pretty cool.
payoff time.
Yeah, man.
Tagged out.
Tagged out.
Good job, man. That's a
Awesome.
handy buck.
All right, here we go. We're doing a little running and gunning here in Utah. You can see we're behind a juniper here. And Ryan and I got our backpacks and all of our gear ready, and what we're doing is we're sitting in the middle of this point. So what we're gonna do is if one's, going one way or the other, we need to try to cut it off. We're gonna hike out of the point here, get into the tree line, and go either way that we have to. They have no set pattern. They're trying to get to those alfalfa fields, and we're going to see if we can try to figure one out and get on it.
After a couple hours of glassing, we spotted that big one-sided buck. He was heading over to the west across the field. It was time for us to head over and see if we could cut him off.
Bush in the opening. Could have missed too. That was that giant one-sider. I heard a twag. I don't know. Okay, we got blood. He was right here, just going into the woods.
So we walk over and find out exactly where the buck was. We found blood right away, and he crossed the road, and then he got into the thick stuff, and there was a lot of this real loose black dirt, which was really tough to find blood in. It was just too dark to really go in after him, and we decided to back out, get Sean, and go back in the morning and see if we could find him. Got Sean Vogel with me from Spring Creek Muley Outfitters. We hit a real toad last night, that big one-sided.
Been watching him for a couple days.
He's about a 4 or 5 year old beast, biggest deer around here. We've been kind of targeting him. He's got one side and it's just a big girthy rack. Here we are, and we're gonna go after him.
We'll find that toad.
He's a big one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
I want to see what's going on that one side.
Yeah, looks like a good one. Let's check out our last blood and see what we can do.
I got your arrow.
You got the arrow? He's got the arrow.
Yeah.
There I was, back in the wild again.
Look at that.
And I felt right at home.
Get under this real quick.
I had that feeling coming over me.
Right there.
Oh, that's a dandy. Look at the size of that beam we got. Look at the size of that beam. That's a big one.
It's awesome. Give him the proton here. This is a giant bodied, big old mule deer. Look at the size of this thing. He's got one side. It's got about 5 points over here, but look at the girth on that. Beautiful velvet,
Awesome
great
deer.
shape, huge body on this guy. Thanks a lot, man.
It's definitely the one we've been watching.
Yeah, it is. We've had a great week of hunting here. I mean, to be able to come somewhere in late August like this, Monticello, Utah, the deer numbers are unbelievable. I'd say this piece of property has to have at least 200 deer on it.
We've seen a lot of deer.
Lots of deer. We've probably counted 30, 40 different bucks. It's been an unbelievable week, and our guides, Sean and Jerry, have been out every single morning, every single night. They've been glassing all the fields in the area, trying to locate some big bucks for us to hunt. It's been an awesome week of hunting here in Utah. As you can see, we got a great big mule deer down. If you want to do some exciting August mule deer action, you got to look up Sean and Jerry Vogel from Spring Creek Muley Outfitters. You can check them out on the web at springcreekmuleys.net. Thanks for hanging out with us this week on Hardcore Pursuit. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. Once again, we've had another great hunt here with Spring Creek Muleys. Jerry and Sean Vogel took great care of us. There's a lot of great opportunity. The lodging is unbelievable. The food is fantastic. The property is second to none. And it's definitely a place where you're going to find the Hardcore Pursuit team year after year.